everyone, welcome to this week's book haul. I know I told you guys last week that I wasn't going to have a book haul for this week, but I get sent books from publishers, so I have more books to show you guys, so I thought I'd make a book haul. So I'm just going to get started, and the first books I'm going to show you are as a series that I get sent from Pikes Publishing, and it's the Love by Numbers series by Sarah MacLean. I think that's how you say her name. So this is book 1, and it's called 9 Rules to Break When Romancing a Rake. There's the cover, and my cool little sheet paper inside that tells me that it's like an early copy. So yeah, so I got this one. It's a historical romance book where the series is, and I'm excited to read it. I don't think I've read a historical romance series before, so I'm looking forward to reading this one and seeing if I enjoy it. So anyway, the second book in this series is 10 Ways to Be Adored When Landing a Lord. I like how these titles kind of rhyme. It's quite cool. So that's book 2 in the series. And then 11 Standards to Start to Win a Duke's Heart is book 3. And again, I think they all focus on different characters, but they're all part of the same series. I'm assuming they all entwine with each other. So I can't wait to get started on that series. The next books I got sent were from Mira Inc., which is like an imprint of like Harlequin. So it's kind of like Harlequin Teen, I think, in the UK. So the first book I got sent was Alice Through the Zombie Glass by Gena Showalter. This is the second book in the White Rabbit Chronicles. And in other countries it's just called Through the Zombie Glass, but in the UK it's called Alice Through the Zombie... I can't say Through the Zombie Glass. So I've read the first book in this series and I loved it, and plus I love the cover. I don't have the first book in paperback, so I'm going to have to buy that one. But I can't wait to start this one and find out what's going to happen next, because I did love the first book and it's got like zombies in it, and how can you not love zombies? The next book I got sent from Mira Inc. was The Secret Diamond Sisters by Michelle Maddow. I think this series is a trilogy. I think it's only a trilogy. So this is book 1 in the series. And I'm excited to read it. Like, I've heard some good things about it, and then I've heard some not so good things about it. So I'm excited to read it and see what I think of it. And see whether I love it more than hate it, or hate it more than love it. Michelle is also going to Utopia in June, so that means I'll be able to take this copy with me and get it signed, so I'm excited about that. And the last book that Mira Inc. sent me was The Forever Song by Julie Kagawa. I think that's how you say her second name. That's what I've been pronouncing it since I first found out about her. So I sort of hope that's how you say it. This is the third book and the third and final book in the Blood of Eden trilogy. Yeah, it must be if it's a trilogy, obviously. So this is the third book, and I wouldn't read the blurb of this book if you haven't read the second book, just FYI. Because I haven't read the second book, but I've read the first book, and the blurb of this book kind of ruins the second book for you if you haven't read it. So I'd advise you not to read the blurb if you haven't read the second book first. But yes, I'm excited to read this book, and the cover is stunning. I'm not really a fan of the cover though, but I love it. But I'm not a fan of it for the other books in the series, because it doesn't suit the other books in the series. The other 2 books are like this. I have them in paperback, they're up in my bookshelves and I just can't bother going to get them. So these are the first 2 books. See, they have like people on them, and this one only has like a symbol. So I thought they would put like a person. I know the Australian cover, I think it is, has a person on the cover, and I wish they'd used the same cover in the UK, because I think it would have matched the set perfectly. But anyway, I'm excited to read this one. The next book I got was Draw Me In by Megan Squeers. This is the first, I think it's the first book in the Draw Me In series. I think it's called the Draw Me In series. But I know it's the first book in a series. I think it was supposed to be standalone, but Megan is now writing another book. So I loved this book when I read it. Loved it. I love that Megan doesn't put sex in her books, but there's so much sexual tension in the book that you're just like, you think there's going to be like this big sex scene and then there's like not, which is disappointing, but it's good to read a book with no sex in it and lots of sexual tensions. They're not very, you don't get them a lot these days. So I'm really excited that I have this book in paperback and signed. And the next two books I bought, the first one I bought was Take a Chance by Abby Glines. This is the first book in the Chance series, but it's also, is it book 6? And the Breed series. I don't want to get this wrong. No, it's not. It's the Too Far series. It's not the Breed series. I won't forget that one. It's the Too Far series. It's like book. I still don't know what book it is. I think it's book. Well, not bad for you. No, that's. I don't know. I know it's like the first book in the Chance series, so you can read it as a standalone. And then there's another book coming out called One More Chance, which is coming. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but I'm super excited to read it. I loved this book when I read it. I always read Abby Glines' books as soon as they come out. And this one was no different. Plus this one is the US cover. I didn't want to buy the UK cover at all, because I just don't like the UK covers. So I paid a little bit extra, and got the US cover instead, so I'm super happy because it's so pretty. And I can get it signed in Edinburgh, so I'm excited about that too. Look at the cover, I'm just going to show you again close up. Look how pretty it is, it's just... So yeah, I bought that one. And then the last book I bought was Damon by Gena Showalter. I think I said that right. And this is the prequel novella to the Covenant series. And this is the novella that starts the entire series off. And it sort of shows you the main character before the events of the first book. And I read this one on my Kindle after the first book, I think it was. You're sort of supposed to read it before it, but it doesn't really matter, like as long as you remember that this book takes place before the events of the first book, then you can basically read it whenever you want. But I did love this one. I thought it added a lot to the series, and I'm excited that I have it in paperback. And I can take it to Utopia with me and get it signed. And then this means I have all the Covenant series in paperbacks, including all the novellas as well, which is so cool. And I can't wait to get the series signed. I already have 2 of the Covenant series books signed, but I'm excited to get the rest of it signed and have all my Jennifer Landtrut books signed and have them all in. So yes, I'm excited. And this one's really short, because it's just a novella. So there you go. So that is my book haul for this week. I'd like to say thank you to Picus Publishing, to Mira Inc., to Megan. I think that's all I have to thank. Yeah. So thank you so much for sending me books. Hope you guys enjoyed this book haul. I don't think I'll be back next week for a book haul, but I think I'll be back the week after. Because I did order some more books, so I'm not sure when they should get here. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye.